Oh my goodness. Ain't nobody dope as you. You looking fresh and clean. Delton Harris, welcome to our interview today. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me. I tried to look as best I could on a social work day. So
That's right, because we social workers, we are everywhere and we got to make sure we're proper. So
exactly. You never know what
Delton,
you're gonna run into.
Delton, it's been such a long time. I'm so glad you agreed to participate with us for what we're calling our socially engaged videos, the School of Social Work. We're celebrating social workers this month because it's March and it's Social Work Month. So we are spotlighting alumni like yourself. We're spotlighting students, faculty, community partners, and advocates. And we're going to release these videos on all of our social media platforms because we want the community to know the incredible work that social workers like yourself, what you're doing. So thank you so much for spending a few minutes with us. And we would like to know a little bit about what you're doing. So if you can share with us briefly what you're currently doing as a social worker, and then also, what do you feel is the most valuable thing about being a social worker?
Okay. So I'm currently in my third year of my PhD program in healthcare policy and research. So a bit of a adjacent, and I'm going more public health route, but still using social work skills. On top of that, I am the support group manager at a side-by-side agency here. So it's like the Time Out Youth of Richmond. So I run their support groups there, making sure that we are ethical and equitable in how we deliver services, especially to youth of color, making sure that our volunteers and facilitators are up to date on trainings, both in trauma and mental health, suicide risk, and protective services as well. So how to identify those factors. I also am one of 2 or 3 therapists in Richmond that do transgender affirming letters for procedures, so hormones as well as physical surgeries and procedures for transgender youth. And I also, as I said, I'm a PhD student, so I'm working on provider competency in transgender health engagement that aligns with uptake in HIV testing. So it's kind of a lot, which I think speaks to the skill set of a social worker. So even though most people think of child protective services, our skill set is vast and it is broad. It can be as broad or as specified as you want it to be. With me, I've decided to take my talents more so into provider competency, just because I've always told people, that magic question when you apply for a master's program is, what is the population that you struggle with the most? Mine are providers, healthcare providers and other social workers. And I think a lot of it is just making sure that we're competent as much as we can, making sure that we're receiving the adequate training and methods to engagement of underrepresented populations. And so again, like our toolkit, our tool box, our toolkit is just overwhelming and vast. And we have one of the best people to teach us our toolkit right here. So.
Thanks, man. That's I appreciate that. So what I hear you saying is that, one, you don't ever sleep because you're doing all this like awesome things up, when do you sleep, right? But secondly, what I hear you say is that advocacy and education are those key value points of social work. And how can we advocate, but then also how can we educate? And it's about educating others to provide support. How can they provide the best type of support for all communities? So this is incredible. You're at VCU, right? You got to give a shout out to VCU. I know we're at, not to take anything away from us. I mean, we're UNCC, we're the School of Social Work. Let's
exactly.
be clear.
I am always and forever a social worker, first and foremost.
Excellent, excellent. But this talks about macro work, you know, sort of that intersection of macro and micro and meso and how they can coexist. And here we are, that's what you're doing. You are bridging the 3 levels of social work, but in a different type of environment. And that's amazing, Delton. That's just amazing. I am so jealous that the city of Richmond, the community up there, they've had you for what, 3.5 years up there, going on almost 4. They better do something to keep you up there, or else CLT is going to lower your back.
And I'll gladly come back. But yeah, I think that's what's most important, is taking the education learned by you and other professors at UNC Charlotte, and taking it and making it your own. Like I said, like, I think what I've seen in the PhD world and in the healthcare policy world is that there are no social workers. I can say but they are very minimal social workers. And so you have people creating health policy and social justice policies that don't have a social work background. And that is crazy to me, like how we are the people who have this like huge lobbying voice, and we do have a policy sector, but like you just don't see that as much in the social work profession. And it should be like macroeconomics. We should be in there, like understanding how equitable and efficient these tools that we use in the healthcare system are, and are they available to everyone? Is it cost effective to send them to everyone, or just certain places? Like, these are just certain things that social workers should be in the conversation on. So that's why I did it.
I hear a future professor right here.
We'll see.
Stay tuned. All right, so you know me. I like to have fun. We're going to have fun right now. You got to be prepared. You got to always be prepared for what I come with. So there's this game that I came up with. It's called the Fab 5 in 5 seconds. So it's your favorite 5 things in 5 seconds. So we want you to name your favorite 5 things in 5 seconds. It could be your favorite anything. It could be your favorite food, your favorite pet, your favorite person, your favorite movie, whatever it is. So on my go, you go. Are you ready?
I think so.
Are you set? Go.
Sushi, Harlem Nights, The Color Green, Billy Porter, Pose.
Okay, boom. 5. Harlem Nights, that's old school. All right. Well, shout out to the old school.
Absolutely.
Delton, this was incredibly fun. It was so awesome catching up with you. Next time you come to Charlotte, please, let's get together. It's been way too long. We appreciate you spending a few minutes with us. We know you're really busy doing all the great work that you're doing up in the Richmond area, but please, please, please know that we value you as a social worker. We value all social workers, and that's why we're celebrating social workers this month. We should be celebrating social workers every month.
Yes.
But March is it. So please go say thank you to a social worker. We thank you, Delton. Happy Social Work Month.
Thank you.